Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another video. You've seen this account before many times. I've done different videos on it. I've done arena videos, I've done shard summonings, I've done soul summonings. A ton of fun on this account. I've been basically babysitting this account for a while now, and although I don't know the exact number, today we're gonna be calculating it together and seeing, okay, how much would this account realistically cost, or at least as close to the to the most realistic amount I can figure out with any of the sources that I have available. So before we get that started, I just want to say that this account, again, it's not mine. It's not going to be available for a giveaway or anything like that, so stop asking me about it. I'm just babysitting the account. Okay, that being said, how much is really spent in this account? I don't know. You guys should guess in the comments down below. By the way, guys, I have the number that I think is close there, since I've done lots of calculations, which I'll show you guys. We're gonna do some fun experiments with numbers and how all of these ties in together. I would have loved actually if there was a way to actually find how much we spend on the game, or maybe through the Hell Hades tool, the optimizer, maybe that can do like a calculation thing based on the number of awakenings, the +4s we have, all the books we've saved up, all the books we've used, because those are things they can find. And I've tried to use that tool to help me with the numbers. It took me quite a while. It took me a good hour of just calculating stuff. Just adding up all the champions took me quite a while. So let's get started, guys. I'm not going to show you any of the teams. There's no point in showing you guys like the Fire Knight team, the Spider team, and all that. These are end game teams that can farm, you know, the Dragon in under 20 seconds, the Spider in 8 seconds. We do the Fire Knight in 55 seconds, sometimes a minute. And Ice Golem, again, 40 to 50 seconds. They didn't really bother with that one. And then Phantom Shogun, and of course Sand Devil as fast as possible. And even the Iron Twins, which I even stopped doing the energy every day because there's no point. These are not really needed at all at this point. Basically, the account has all the 6 stars it needs. So this team to beat this one is a little bit slower. Is like on the 24-25 second. If it's non-magic affinity, it's faster. It's about 16 seconds because it's basically 4 newts plus the climber. And if the newts proc their giant slayers, they kill it very quickly. So I'm not even needing the Prince Climber. So let's get started with the calculations. I know you can't wait to do this. First things first, what I wanted to see, okay, how many champions does this account have? 1,158. It's basically maxed out. It barely has any room left. The biggest thing with this account is, well, let's just get started with the mythicals before I confuse you guys. So the mythicals, it has almost all the mythicals. Some of the brand new ones like the chicken or the other one, it just doesn't have. It does have mythicals to pull right now. It doesn't have them. So I just counted all those up, 26 mythicals, but the +4s. The +4s on the mythicals, those really change things up, because the +4s, it just means you got extra lucky, or, well, you got unlucky. It depends on how you want to see it. So with that, what I wanted to do was basically trying to calculate, okay, we have 26 mythicals, 13 are unempowered, and then we have 4 at +1, 3 at +2, 5 at +4. So all of those together just add to the number of mythicals this account has summoned, okay, in its life. So it summoned 55 mythicals in total. And I thought, okay, how do we calculate the mythicals? Like, how much does really one mythical cost? So one mythical costs, if you straight up buy it from the shop, about $5. It used to be $6, $7, can be sometimes at a $4.50, $4 even sometimes. That there's multi-packs. So I thought, okay, just an average price of $5 per mythical shard. And then also I was thinking, okay, $5 per mythical shard, but again, the odds to summon a mythic are so low, 0.5%. It means 1 every 200. Sometimes you get much luckier than that and get, you know, I don't know, 3 in 100 or something, but sometimes you get 1 in 200 and you'll reach PD, which is the 200 for the mythicals, and that's when you're gonna get the mythic, right? So I thought, let's average things and see where that takes us. So this is going to be the theme for all shards. I just wanted to clear things up at the start. There's no real way to know how many shards it took to get the 55 mythical. So with that in mind, I did I did the numbers and I saw, okay, total 55 mythicals. If we get one mythic with bad odds is 1 every 100, by the way. Great odds is 1 every 50. So we're well above the 0.5. Even at 1 every 100 is double the 0.5. So we have double the rate sometimes. And that is considering, oh, we have better odds right now. But yeah, you get the idea. So 5,500 primals, let's say it took us to get the 55 mythicals. And then 5,500 average price of 5, then it's $27,500 just on primals. $7,500 just on primals. By the way, I'm not judging at all for spenders. The spenders keep the game alive. And just so you get the idea, guys, on how some people see things, is like how we go and buy a coffee for like $3 or something. Some people see €3, they see the 300 as 3. Same way we see 3. Okay. When I was 15 years old, spending €3 was insane, because like my parents gave me X amount of money per week as, you know, pocket money or something, and I would save it so I could go out with my friends once a week. That's kind of the same thing. Now that I've grown up, I make a little bit more money, I can spend €3 easy on a coffee. It's the same thing for some rich people spending, you know, $27,500 on damn primals. And I bet there's even larger whales in the game. Anyway, carrying on with this thought experiment, I thought, okay, let's start counting the rest. We're just on champions, by the way, now. Okay, just on champions. So I thought, okay, let's see the void champions, because void champions are pricier, right? So in terms of voids, the account only has 226 void champions, right? So 226, but let's see the legendaries. That's 95 legendaries. 95 legendaries, and out of those, it has multiple +4s. Some of these are champions you can actually get for free, by the way. Some might have gotten like extremely good luck in, let's say, 200 shards, you got 5 voids or something. I can't really tell about that. The +4s, the +3s, the +2s, +1s, all of these are here, okay? And it makes things interesting in terms of, okay, when did this was summoned during a 10x or on a 15x. Odds of getting a specific champion are different, but what we want to see is basically the sheer amount of champions it has. So 95, and then multiple +4s, +3s, +2s. I did the math, by the way. And what I wanted to say is, before we get on to the legendaries in general, is that I was watching a very similar video. It's the video that Tarako did 9 months ago on a Kraken account on 83 days played. He said this guy spent $600,000 on the game. I'm not sure whether that was true, because when I was watching his video, Tarako was saying he calculated the cost of a +4 to about $5,000 per +4. So I think that's a little bit on the extreme side. If you want to maybe generalize it as, oh, how much does an account cost? It's the +4s times 5,000. I don't know. It seems a little bit too much in my eyes, but maybe he had more information to do that kind of calculation. I watched the video, the maths, so I could do like similar math, so I can maybe see, okay, is this account more than that? Because I saw the 600,000, I saw the champions, I thought, they kind of look alike, but is it really that much? I don't think so. Anyway, shout out to Tarako, by the way. Go sub. So what I did, let me show you. I did separate calculations for voids and separate for the non-voids, because obviously pricing is different. So we're going down here. So 95 voids in total before empowerment. Let's see. Whoa. Spoiler. 95 voids in total before empowerment. All of those empowerments together give us 179 void legendaries. If we get 1 void per 100, that's 17,900 void shards at, let's say, an average of $2.5. But by the way, $2.5 per void is godly packs. Very rarely you'll find these. Usually it's closer to the $3 mark. Sometimes it's even more. Sometimes it's way less on very special Black Friday deals and all that. So each 2.5 each, this costs us to about $44,750. So this is the calculation for the void. So that's how I went with it. The voids actually cost more than the mythicals, but considering how few mythicals the account has, for the voids it has, like look at the voids. We have plus for Lydia, plus for Mithrala, plus for Riho, plus for Yakarl. There's lots of plus 4s here on the account. There's some that are plus 3s that are way better than anything else. So for example, plus 3, my boy Narcissus here he just wants to be a plus 4 really. Necrit could have been a plus 4 I think, but actually no, we don't have an extra Necrit. So you get the idea. Some champions are way better than the others, so those were probably pulled during a 10x. Maybe the pricing during those 10x's was higher. So I can't really say with certainty on whether some of these are better, where we're getting them at better rates, so at 2x rather than at 10x. So again, just averaging stuff here, averaging stuff. So I did the same thing with the normal legendary. So look at that, 324 total legendaries on the account, lots of plus 4s. Guess the amount of plus 4s this account has. Doesn't have that as many as I thought. It could get more from just going through the singles and trying to empower all of these legendaries, but I thought there's no point. If you have like a copy of a plus 4, why make another plus 4? Anyway, let's have a look at the total number of that and how much that cost. The numbers get interesting after we finish with the shards, because there's other stuff to consider in these kind of accounts. So going forward, we had, look at this, guys, 324 legendaries in total before empowering, 95 at plus 4, so that's 475 legendaries pulled, 28 at plus 3, 27 at plus 2, 40 at plus 1. So the remaining, I said, was not empowered. So all of that totals up to, look at this, 882 legendaries. And if we get one legendary per 100 ancients, that is 88,200 ancient shards. But again, some of these legendaries were summoned through primals. Some of these were summoned through sacreds. Not easy to calculate at all. Not easy to calculate at all. And it definitely is not. It definitely is not $5,000 per plus 4, because that would make it 105 plus 4s at $5,000. That's 500k easy. And then we have the mythics. How much are the mythics? If that is the case, I don't think the pricing of a $5,000 per plus 4 is reasonable, especially because you're summoning on an account. You're summoning. You're not summoning for a specific one. You're not going to say, oh, $5,000, so 5,000 ancients. And through those 5,000 ancients, I got 50 legendaries. Then 50 legendaries, that's 1 plus 4. Right? I don't think that's how it works. I don't look at it that way. I think it's way under that in terms of the plus 4s that you get, because you're summoning legendaries throughout, right? And you're saving them. Eventually, something will become a plus 4. So that's how I see it, especially if you're a whale and you're summoning a lot. So this cost $88,200, which is, by the way, more than the voids and mythics combined. Okay, but what I want to say is also prism summons is a thing. Prism summons was a thing, so those are way more expensive. Prism summons also give you a ton of legendaries. Very lucky with legendaries through that, but maybe those don't really give you what you're looking for. So maybe you're spending on those. We also have 2x summonings for legendaries. Those can net you tons of legendaries. The other time I made a video on this account, actually summoned 300 ancients. I got 6 legendaries, so 1 every 50 ancients or so. So that was extremely good luck. So this is very, very much random. I can't really calculate this one. So 88,200. So just the champions is 160,000. I would round that up to 200,000 for any bad luck streak. And then clan boss loot and all that would drop it down, but the bad luck. So I said 200,000. Let's be on the safe side. 200,000 for just the champions. So let's have a look at everything else. So gear, energy. gear, energy, and awakenings are gonna be a big part of what it remains. If we have a look, if you guys ever seen this part of Hell Hades side, all right, this is the pack offer calculator. So I put in all the resources the account has right now, which is a lot of these resources I've used. So the chickens, the 4-star chickens, the feasts, the lesser oils even I've put here. They didn't put the mortal soulstones, but maybe I could. I think it's 524. I think that's 10. I think this is 11 or something. It barely changes the amount. So $8,500 worth of resources right now on the account. If we jump back into the game, we'll see that very visually. Again, it's like all the shards it currently has. Lots of these were acquired through strictly the clan boss, because I've been on the account for more than a month now, and obviously I haven't bought anything on the account. 888, by the way, look at that, lucky. And then in terms of books, look at all those books. The mythical books, by the way, now have 0 value because it doesn't have any new mythics to book up. In terms of brews, these are probably never bought brews. These are all clan boss stuff. Maybe some packs actually had brews. And then what do we have? Chickens. Probably these were alongside other packs, such as there were some packs with voids that had chickens in them. So very little. The amount of these things cost is very little, by the way, comparing it to shards. Shards is the most expensive thing in the game. So in terms of gear, I know he bought lots of times gear. So that can be very random, the way that you calculate it. But I will say there's no real easy way to calculate this. The amount of gear it has, the amount of awakenings it already has on the gear, ascensions, sorry, not awakenings, ascensions on the gear, those can't really be calculated. And if we have a look at how bad the rates are for Sand Devil in getting these, and before the change, you would get fewer lesser oils per run. So it's very difficult to calculate the price of these in terms of energy and how much you got out of that energy. Very difficult. I will say the gear and everything together, maybe $50,000. I couldn't calculate that. I was just trying to figure out a way to calculate that, but I would say 50,000 on energy, gear, energy and gear. 50,000 on energy and gear. But then we had other stuff to calculate, right? Other stuff to calculate. So after that, I thought, okay, what else do I need to calculate? So awakening. So awakenings is not easy to calculate. So I did like, oh, it has 95 champions at a 5-star awakening, 199 at 6-star awakening. So let's say $15 each, $20 each, which is not true. Like he definitely did not spend only $5,000 on soul stones. But let's say this is somehow true. This is $5,500. Then another 500 in vault. Let's say $20 each. That's another 10,000. So $15,000 on just souls. So think about that. Is that an easy way to calculate souls? I don't know, because souls are so powerful for champions, especially after the change. They give them, all of these stats: resistance, accuracy, speed, extra health, and all that. The empowerments also give you tons of stats. So all of those for the whales give them a huge advantage over everybody else. So all of these soul stones, of course, you can farm a little bit through Iron Twins, but let's be real, nobody has all of these soul stones. And I've summoned a ton, by the way. Nobody has all of these soul stones because of Iron Twins. Look at all of these. These are soul stones he doesn't need to use. All of these champions are already at either 5-star or 6-star, because if I click awaken, it just doesn't show anything I should awaken. All right, because Nari, maybe he has Nari already at awakened, or Nari is basically useless champion, so there's no reason to even bother ascending the champion. Some champions he doesn't have, but I've managed to summon the 6-star. Some I have a 6-star already, but I kept the 6-star already. So if I started selling these, by the way, I would get a ton of material. I could do more summons, but there's no reason to right now, because the collection is not even full. So I just calculated an amount there. So let's say $15,000 for the souls. Okay, and that was very difficult to calculate. I don't know how I would calculate it otherwise, because you can get a 6-star through Mortal Soulstones. You can do 500 summons on Mortal Soulstones and get nothing. Right? Get 0 6-stars. It happens. It happens, and obviously the rares are easier to get than the legendaries. And I've sold many duplicates so far. So how can I calculate that? It's these things that are stored up at the top. How can I calculate the things that I've sold and then did more summons, and then I can't. So let's continue. We're almost done, guys. Almost done. What was your guess, guys, at the start, by the way? You still have time to change it, but be real if you change your comment down below, because I want to see who kept with their number. All right, just be real. Nobody's gonna win anything or anything. It's just having a fun experiment today with this. So all of this together with the empowerment, so let's say 15,000, and then I started looking at the fully booked legendaries, fully booked mythics, fully booked epics. Thank God for the Hell Hades tool, right? The Hell Hades site tool, because if you click here and you load up the account and you click on fully booked, you can actually find it, and then you sort through. That's how I calculated that. I didn't go through each and every champion. There's some that are partially booked, but is negligible. And there's lots of champions not booked, by the way. Lots of champions not booked, but there's no reason to book some of these, because like he has 2+4 mashals, so you get the idea. Let's get back into into the game. Back into the game, and let's finish off with the calculations. So let's see. This is all the calculations. Other currencies that I've shown you guys from the Hell Hades side. So that was 18,500 for all the fully booked legendaries, mythics, and epics. Other currencies which I've shown you, those are just the currencies that are currently standing on the account. 8,100. So we have, let's say, 200,000 here, 15,000 here, 18,000 here. So what is this? How much is this? 45? No, 35,000 plus 200. We are at 235,000, and then maybe another 8. Let's say 10. 245,000 so far. And the grand total, guys, which I think should be where this account is at, is 250,000 to about 300,000. Worst case, it's 350, but that is stretching it a lot. I don't even think that's true. You get lots of stuff like shards throughout playing. Let's say you get an average of 10 sacreds per month. That's a lot of legendaries and all that. I highly doubt it's 350. It's more very realistically to be about 250 to 300,000 than anything more than that. Of course, I want to see your guys' thoughts on all of these calculations. Maybe someone out there is much better at math than me. They just think of numbers when they sleep. They think of numbers when they drive to work. They think of numbers after work, and they do numbers at work. You get the idea. If you want to have like a fun experiment with that, I can maybe send you all these numbers and you can do a calculation. Maybe we'll come back at this in the future. Who knows? Maybe somebody else out there has an even higher amount of money spent on the game and they want to show it to us. Again, send me a message over on Discord. We can showcase the account and see the differences, because the audience will also compare with the amount of mythicals and all that. So that was the video for today, guys. Did you get anywhere close to that number? 250,000 to 300,000. Did you get anywhere close? Did you say 500,000? Did you say 1 million? I've been seeing insane numbers. I've been seeing people commenting on like arena teams. They've seen arena teams screenshots. Okay, they've seen screenshots in tag arena with 12 mythics at +4, fully empowered, fully awakened, and they said, oh, that's $1 million. It's not $1 million, guys. It's not $1 million. Just think about it before you say it. It's not $1 million to get all mythicals. Okay. Probably that account has spent a lot of money, but that's nowhere close to $1 million just to get all those mythicals. Right. Even if you bought every single primal pack in the game, even these which are considered crappy ones. But again, these are still $5 each. All right, $5 each, and it's the kind of the price that all of these are offered always. So there's no chance. By the way, the account has been free to play since I've been babysitting it. Free to play. Look at this. I've never seen this before. Where is it? The warrior pack was here. Maybe it got lost. But the warrior pack was here. It's the one where you are free to play for a while. It shows up, and it showed 1,600 gems instead of 800 gems. It was very weird. Anyway, that was the video, guys, for today. What do you think? Give me your calculations. Thanks again for watching and subscribing to the channel. Thank you all for the support. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.